So I'm Adrian Bowling, and my wife is Yvonne, and we've been married for 50 years now. Got married when I was 20, so it was not unusual in the day when we got married, but it's been a long time, to stay together. We've lived all over the world. We've brought up 2 children, and man, we've had such an interesting life together, and she's been there with me the whole way. She's just been there to support me to get to where we are today. So she was a physiotherapist, and she was a very good physio. She ended up actually working with children with disabilities, so she's always been somebody that will want to help in the community. She was always extremely well liked. So Yvonne has a form of dementia called primary progressive aphasia. They start by losing speech, then they start by losing the ability to understand language. They can't speak and they can't read anything. So that's where Yvonne's got to now is the full circle for the aphasia. We talked to the children about it so that they understood, but they said, "Dad, something's been going wrong here for the last couple of years, and we didn't really like to tell you." So they could see the signs probably before I did. There was a period in sort of from the first diagnosis to when she went into the care where it actually was quite stressful. As her care needs became greater and greater, you know that you're not coping so well, you don't sleep so well, and there's just a point where you say, this is too much for me, and we reached that point. When it came to time, it was, well, what do I actually need? I need somebody to care for her. She needs to be in a good caring environment, and so I did my good old internet research to see what was around, and in our work environment we'd had a little bit of association with Bupa in Australia. I understood that it was actually an international company. You think, well, there's somewhere that's going to have good systems and procedures. So I kind of made the decision on my research and the confidence that the DHB people gave me that this was a good place to go into. So I took that advice and chose somewhere close by, and that's where she is now. So the staff at the care home are what makes it a good care home. You actually have to have good staff there, and I've been very happy with the way that they've interacted with Yvonne and the way they interact with us. Yvonne, when we go in and she sees one of the care staff after we've been out, she has a huge smile. She's still obviously very bonded to me and doesn't want me to go, but she doesn't get back in there and look grumpy or anything. She gives a big smile. She's definitely relating very well with them, and that's great. When you first put your wife into care, you feel like you're giving away something. It was my job to look after her. When we got married, we made vows that we would look after each other, and so giving up that was hard for the first 2 or 3 months. But then you reflect on what they're doing, you see what's happening in there, you see how they're relating to the staff in there, and you say, hey, I think she was part of our family, but now she's part of a new family, and that family is really caring for her. And they do things that I couldn't do, and so they are actually better at caring for her than I was. I know now that it is better for Yvonne that she's in the care of Bupa. So I have no hesitation in recommending Bupa because I trust them and they care for my wife.